Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm here to give you guys my review for WWE Worlds Collide for April 24th, 2019. And this was the women's edition of Worlds Collide. I thought it made sense to have one for the women, considering the fact that, you got to give one to the woman at some point. And, there's a lot of dream matches in the women's roster we really want to see. So I thought it made sense. Um, we had the commentary team of Aiden English, Vic Joseph, and Mia Yim, which I thought made sense to have some women representation on there. And this was the first time I think Mia Yim's really done commentary. She's probably done like guest commentary, like to build up a match or something. But this was like her first full-on commentary role, and I thought she did really good. I thought she, you know, did really good. And this is definitely something a career that she could pursue if she ever had to like retire or something like that. Because I actually thought Mia Yim did really well. Um, yeah, let's just talk about this show. Um, First match on the show was NXT's Candice LeRae versus NXT UK's Kay Lee Ray. So you can kind of see what the writers for this show and like the bookers did here. They kind of did a pun by having like the two women whose last name um rhyme with each other face off. I think it's funny. Maybe nobody else does, but I think it is. And this match was a really good match. I thought it really delivered. They both started exchanging chain wrestling holds in the beginning. Kaylee Ray got the heat early by tugging in the arm of Candice LeRae. She threw Candice LeRae like head first into the post, puts her back in the ring, and then Candice LeRae hit like three suicide dives in a row, which is pretty damn cool. Puts her back in the ring, hits a missile drop kick from the top turnbuckle, but doesn't get the win. And then Candice LeRae hits a German suplex from the middle turnbuckle, but doesn't get the win off of that either. And I'm not Tony Storm. Kaylee Ray hits two super kicks, one regular, and then one right across the back of Candice LeRae, but doesn't get the win off of that. Then eventually Candice LeRae hits the Rude Awakening into the Cabrana for the win, and Candice LeRae won. Really didn't have much of an issue with it. It was just a really good match, and I think Kaylee Ray still looks strong even in defeat, considering the fact that they had an awesome match. So yeah, I thought it was really good. I give it 3.5 stars. I thought it was a really good match. Um, and then we had the next match. It was SmackDown Zelina Vega versus NXT UK's Piper Niven or Nevin. I don't exactly know how to say it. I believe it's one of them in British and one of them in English, but I forget exactly which one. And this match actually surprised me a little bit, because I thought it was just gonna be like a 2-star match, but it actually was good. And what I liked about this match is even though Zelina Vega is like so small, and I mean I shouldn't say so small, but like smaller than Piper Nevin, she wasn't afraid of Piper Nevin. She actually like took her on head on, and even though she used underhanded tactics to get her hands on Piper Nevin, she actually held her own against Piper Nevin. She, dropped her t- um, face first into the turnbuckle and really got the heat on her. Did like a leg lariat. She hit the drop kick to the legs and then the double knees into the corner. But because Piper Nevin weighs so much and um, it's tough for Zelina Vega to pull her. She was able to get her feet on the ropes, which I thought was interesting. And then Piper Nevin mounts a comeback. She hits the cannonball, and then hits the like a Michinoku driver for the win. And I thought it made sense. I thought it was good. And I really liked the way this match was worked. I really liked the way Zelina Vega was presented in this match. And I really don't know why they don't have her wrestle more. She is really damn good at it. Um, and they should really let her wrestle a lot more because she could surprise everybody. Because she definitely surprised me. I thought this was just going to be a 2-star match. Now, this match wasn't like, a 5-star match or anything, but I gave it 3 stars. I thought it was good. And I was pretty damn surprised. Alina Vega looked really strong in this match. So I liked it. So, yeah, really nothing left to say about it. Then we had the next match. It was NXT's Io Shirai versus SmackDown's Sonya Deville. They had a decent match. Io Shirai hit a pretty cool missile drop kick from the second turnbuckle, and then Sonya Deville dominated with body shots and head scissors right across the ribs and stuff like that, really working over the ribs of Io Shirai. Eventually, Io Shirai mounted a comeback. She hit a Tiger Feint kick into a drop kick, or a West Coast Pop, I forget which one, but doesn't get the win. And eventually she goes for the moonsault, but Sonya Deville moves out of the way, and Io Shirai crashes and burns and gets hit with a spear for the win, which I really didn't like the finish because I didn't really think Sonya Deville does a really good spear, but I didn't really have a problem with Sonya Deville going over here because you can't have like the NXT roster beat all the main roster talent because you're gonna make the main roster talent look like crap. So you have to give the main roster the victories at some point, and it's not like it's not believable that Sonya Deville would defeat Io Shirai. So yeah, I thought this match was solid. It was okay. I gave it 2 3/4 stars. Really no issues with it. Then we had the main event. It was um, an NXT UK Women's Championship match. NXT's Bianca Belair versus SmackDown's Nikki Cross versus NXT UK Women's Champion NXT UK's Toni Storm. Um, this match was really good. I thought it was a really good main event. Um, Nikki Cross just a psycho and is just going after Bianca Belair and Toni Storm. But eventually she goes for a high cross body, but gets caught by Bianca Belair and she hits a fall away slam on her. Toni Storm and Bianca Belair go at it. Toni Storm offers a handshake showing respect, but Bianca Belair just tells her to kiss her ass pretty much. So they brawl, and then eventually Nikki Cross gets back into the fold, and she traps both of them into the apron and just starts wailing on them, which was pretty cool. And she goes to hit the high cross body on both of them, but Bianca Belair is able to move out of the way, and she hits Toni Storm, and Bianca Belair breaks it up before the pinfall can get broken, and Bianca Belair hits the straight jacket face buster right on top of Toni Storm, and she nearly caused Nikki Cross to get the win, which I thought was a nice touch right there. But she breaks it up and goes for the win herself. But because Toni Storm had a lot of time to recover, she kicked out. And then Bianca Belair hits the KOD on Nikki Cross. I believe Toni Storm broke it up even then. And Bianca Belair and Toni Storm really start to go at it. She gets thrown in shoulder first into the post, and she gets rolled up but doesn't get the win. And then eventually Toni Storm hits a wicked headbutt on Bianca Belair, but Nikki Cross breaks up that pinfall, and then she gets hit. Toni Storm gets hit with the reverse DDT, but she kicks out. And then Bianca Belair goes for another high cross body, but because of the distraction, not Bianca Belair, sorry, Nikki Cross, but because of the distraction by Bianca Belair, it causes her to miss, and she crashes and burns and gets hit with the Storm Zero, and gets the win, which made sense for Nikki Cross to take the fall because she's not really going to be much of a factor in either of the NXTs. So it made more sense, because it's going to hurt her the least. She's got more name recognition. So I liked it. I thought it was a really good match. One spot I missed is I liked the spot where Toni Storm did the running hip attacks on both women back to back like 3 times. I thought that was awesome. And obviously it makes sense for Toni Storm to retain the title because there's no reason to take it off of her at this point, especially on a show like this. But it would have been kind of cool in a way because then it would have taught people a lesson to tune into these World Collide shows. Like you could have put the belt on Nikki Cross and then maybe if you wanted to take the belt off of her on the next NXT UK show, or you could have had Bianca Belair win the belt, and then if you wanted to, you could have her lose the belt. Back to Toni Storm in just an episode of NXT. But it really there's no reason to take the belt off Toni Storm. If she is going to lose it, she should lose it at the next NXT UK takeover if they end up having one. But the match I still thought was really good. I gave it 3 3/4 stars. I thought it was a really good main event. And yeah, the crowd seemed really into this show too, which I was kind of surprised about because I watched not the most recent one, but the NXT UK from a couple weeks ago, and the crowd really wasn't into that show. So I'm going to guess that the crowd being all into the show as went on here because the crowd was very into the show. They really liked Tony Storm, Zelina Vega, and yeah, things like that. The only criticism I have of this show is there was no Monday Night Raw representation, which was kind of weird. You really could have thrown in a Raw person in this match, like maybe have it happen and maybe in the main event, maybe make it a four-way match and have a Raw, superstar be in it, something like that. Just because we really haven't seen one. You could have even done one with where you have Candice LeRae face somebody from the Raw roster. Because quite frankly, we technically can see Kaylee Ray versus Candice LeRae at some point, considering the fact that they're both a part of the NXT double brands, and they could have one of them, cross over to the other brand. So it's not like we're not going to see that match again at some point. Like we're not going to see Candice LeRae, at least at this moment, face somebody from Monday Night Raw. So maybe they should have done that instead. But other than that, I thought this was a good show. I'm going to give it a B minus. I thought it had some nice solid matches on it, and I really enjoyed that main event. I thought it was really good. But that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Please make sure you guys like, comment, and share this video so people will watch it. Make sure you guys subscribe to this channel for more content and click on the bell. So that way, every time I upload a video, you guys will get the notifications for it. And make sure you guys do the same thing for my CM Brothers and all the Talking Eddie YouTube channels. That's pretty much it, guys. Talk to you later. Now it's on to the main roster shows from last week, which that's going to be a joy to sit down and watch after watching all these awesome NXT shows.